Hello you beautiful people, my name is Urvi and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the meaning of cruelty free and vegan. What exactly those terms mean, what are the similarities, what are the differences, what are the brands that have these status and so on. Also, I would like to touch base on the word organic as well. So if that is something that you would be interested in, then please continue watching. So let me begin by saying that cruelty free, vegan, organic, all these words have been in use a lot these days, and it has been in the market for just a few years. Before that, we never used to hear people talk about these terms or find out if any product is cruelty free, vegan, or any such thing. So nowadays many indigenous indie brands or even mainstream brands are coming up with products that are cruelty free or vegan or both. Now, many a times, cruelty free and vegan, both these words are used interchangeably, but let me tell you that they are not the same. If you are a true animal lover, you wouldn't like any brand that supports cruelty. But there is also another term that is vegan, which is different from cruelty free. So I would be clearing out the meanings and the differences between these two terms. So it can be very confusing when you read these words that a brand is cruelty free, and sometimes you read that a brand is vegan, and sometimes you read that the brand is cruelty free and vegan. So it could be very confusing for a layman to actually know what exactly those things mean. So let's move on to the actual definitions of these terms. In the cosmetic industry, if you say that a product is vegan, that means that it contains no animal derived products. So all the ingredients used in a vegan product would be 100% plant based. So I could see where people would get confused that if it's plant based then it's organic, but it's not necessary. Vegan products can have a lot of synthetic chemicals which are not derived from animals. So it is not necessary that vegan products are organic, and I have seen quite a lot of people talk about vegan and organic also interchangeably. They use these terms interchangeably as though vegan and organic means the same, but now you know that it's not the same. So when someone says it's an organic product, it's not necessarily a vegan product, and vice versa. So let me give you an example what vegan products do not contain. So vegan products do not contain any animal derived products, which means they do not have any beeswax, any carmine, any milk for that matter, milk, ghee, or any other milk product. They could have lanolin. So I don't know if you guys know the meanings of these words. So I would like to very briefly explain what all these terms mean. So beeswax, as you know, it is present in most of your lip products or lip balms or so, but it is made from the wax that is collected from bees. So of course bees are killed while using beeswax or even honey for that matter. So those products are not vegan because they are derived from animals. Next is milk. Of course, milk is derived from animals, so it's not vegan. Next is carmine. You must have seen this ingredient on many of your products, especially lip and eye products. So carmine actually is a kind of an insect, and I know it is going to sound very gross, but you need to hear this. So for an ingredient to get its red color, or for a product to get its red color, what they do is they boil those insects in some chemicals, and that's how they get the red color that is called carmine in these cosmetics. So now you know what carmine means, and it's up to you to decide if you would like any products that include carmine or not. So the next ingredient is lanolin. So lanolin is a waxy kind of a product that is derived from wool giving animals like sheep. So many of the cosmetics have most of these ingredients in their ingredients list, and hence they are not vegan. So that was my explanation and definition for vegan. Now moving on to cruelty free. So by definition of cruelty free in the cosmetic industry, it means the product is developed or manufactured without causing any cruelty towards animals, especially in terms of testing. So in short, cruelty free means that a product is not tested on animals. Many brands have a cruelty free status, but that does not necessarily mean that it does not contain animal derived products. So it is not at all compulsory that if a product is cruelty free then it would be vegan, or if a product is vegan it would be cruelty free. So let me elaborate on this. So if a product does not test on animals, so suppose you have a lip balm which contains beeswax, but it's not tested on animals. So therefore that product would be cruelty free but not vegan. So a cruelty free brand or a cruelty free product is a very gray kind of an area, because even if the final product is cruelty free, the raw materials could be tested on animals. So that's again a loophole. So many brands mention on their website or on their products that the products are cruelty free. But with that, we only come to know that the final product has not been tested on animals, but we do not know that the raw materials which were used for making the final product were or were not tested on animals. So if at all you are interested to buy only products which are cruelty free or which are vegan, the best idea would be to go on that brand's web page or website and get those answers. So I have seen many brands just mention that okay, this brand is a cruelty free brand, but I have also seen many brands mention that neither the final products nor the raw materials have been tested on animals, which is actually the true meaning of cruelty free as per my thinking. So for a brand to be truly cruelty free, the raw materials as well as the final product should not be tested on animals. But that's not the case with many brands that state that they are cruelty free. So make sure that you do your research before buying any brand or before investing into any brand. So I am not here to judge anyone who uses makeup that is cruel to animals or which is not vegan, but I would like you guys to make an informed decision. So whenever you invest in a product, you are investing in that company and all that that company stands for. So if the company has some unethical practices, or if they are not cruelty free, or whatever it is, you should be informed about that, and only then you invest your money in that brand. So my job here is only to keep you guys informed and not pass any judgment on your choices. So that was all about cruelty free. So we would talk a little bit more about those things again. So before moving on to even further details, I would like to give you guys some examples to support my explanations. So let's start with some vegan brands. So in India, I would like to say that Plum is a 100% vegan brand. Elf is a 100% vegan brand. So these brands might not necessarily be cruelty free. So Plum is a brand that is vegan as well as cruelty free. Now moving on to some brands that are cruelty free but might not be vegan. So there are many brands in India that are cruelty free: Color Bar, Sugar, My Glam, and many more. So I have had a talk with Sugar Cosmetics because I wanted to know which of their products are vegan and which of them are not, because Sugar is definitely a cruelty free brand. So I myself prefer products that are vegan. So I just wanted to know their products which are vegan. So very kindly Sugar did send me a list of their products. They said that most of their products are vegan except some of them. So they gave me a list of those exceptions. So there's an example of a brand that is cruelty free but not vegan entirely. Of course, they have many vegan products. Same is the case with My Glam. So My Glam is a company that is of course cruelty free, but many of its products are also vegan and some of them are not. So now coming to another gray area in the cruelty free section. So NYX and Smashbox are two companies that are cruelty free, but the parent companies of these brands are not cruelty free. So the funding for these companies comes from those companies which do actually test on animals. So NYX, for example, is owned by L'Oreal, and Smashbox is owned by Estee Lauder. So both L'Oreal and Estee Lauder are not cruelty free brands, but their sister concerns or their other subordinate companies, namely Smashbox and NYX, are cruelty free. So again, the decision is yours and mine to make. This is just information that I am giving you guys. So now moving on to some brands which are not cruelty free, not vegan, and yet very popularly used in India. So Maybelline, MAC, Rimmel, Revlon, Estee Lauder, Bobbi Brown, L'Oreal, all these companies that are very easily, very frequently used in India, but they are not cruelty free and they are of course not vegan. So my basic thinking and my basic sense tells me that if a company is not even cruelty free, then why would it be vegan? So if a company decides that it could test on animals, then it could very easily use those products that are derived from animals and use it into their products. So, more often than not, a company that is not cruelty free would not have a vegan option. So, those were some of the examples of all my explanations that I had to give. Now, moving on to Indian companies. So, in 2013, a law was passed in India that banned all companies to test on animals. So, again, I was talking about this loophole earlier. So, the law mentions that the final product needs to be cruelty free. So, again, the ingredients might or might not be cruelty free. But again, you might say that in India, the animal testing was banned. Then, how can those brands test the raw materials on animals as well? Well, that's a fair point. What these companies do is they import these raw materials which are tested on animals from foreign countries. So, of course, the testing is done in those foreign countries, and then those products are brought into India and they are manufactured and made into a final product which is not then tested on animals. So again, every cosmetic brand in India is definitely cruelty free, but again there is that loophole that I just talked about. So final products of Indian cosmetic brands are definitely cruelty free, but we don't know if the raw materials are cruelty free or not. So if the brand has clear conscience, it would definitely mention on its website or on its packaging that neither the final product nor the raw materials are tested on animals. So that was about the law that was passed in India. Now moving on to China. So China is one country where it is compulsory to test on animals. So if a cosmetic product was to be sold in shops, it was a necessary element that the company should test that product on animals. That's a bizarre rule that China still follows. So if you don't know about a cruelty free status of a brand, then you can just very easily check if that brand sells in China, in mainland China. And if it does, then you know that even if the brand does not test on animals in other countries, it does test on animals in China. So again, in China, if a brand says that a brand is cruelty free, but if it's selling in China, then it is required to test on animals. So even if the brand itself is not testing on animals, it is hiring third parties to test their products on animals so that they could be sold in mainland China. So again, many companies also do state on their websites that we do not test on animals unless it is mandated by law. So where is this law? This law is in China. As I mentioned earlier, China has this law that if you want to sell a cosmetic product in China, it has to be tested on animals. Now, I don't want to throw shade on any brand, but I think Wet n Wild has some issues with its cruelty free status. I did use a lot of Wet n Wild products because it was a cruelty free brand, and many of its products were also vegan, but again it recently started selling in China, and again the cruelty free status is now in the dark. So I don't prefer its products. Whatever the cruelty free status of a brand is, my point is that it should be loud and clear so that the customer can make an informed decision. Now I'd like to talk a little bit about organic. Organic products are of course not made out of any harsh chemicals or nasty ingredients. So many people also do prefer organic, but please make sure you know what organic means before you would like to invest into an organic product. So as I mentioned earlier, a product can be organic, but it is not necessary that it would be cruelty free or it would be vegan. So organic products are a totally different thing than cruelty free and vegan. So actually people could get confused with cruelty free and vegan, but I don't understand how people get confused with organic and vegan, because mostly people say that vegan products are better for the planet, and of course organic products are also better for the planet. So people just assume that if a product is vegan it is organic, or if a product is organic it's vegan, but actually they are very different things. So please make sure you know the difference beforehand. I know all this information can be a little bit too much, it could be a little confusing, it could be a little overwhelming as well, but it is very important to know all these things because these terms are very loosely being used nowadays in the market by brands, by people even. So it is important that people know the meaning of these terms before they just go around using these terms in a wrong manner. So my duty was just to explain to you guys what these terms mean. So I have started my cruelty free and vegan journey in the past few years. I also didn't know a lot of these things before I started my journey, but I did my research. I kept reading articles and websites and all those things, and I have created this entire video based on that information. I hope this video was not very confusing for you guys, and I hope that you guys got to learn a little bit of something about these terms. And again, I would like to reiterate that in no way or manner I am trying to throw shade or put down those people who do use products that are not cruelty free or not vegan. Everybody has their own journey, and I wish that people would start doing some more research and getting on this journey along with me. But of course, I will not judge those people who don't know anything about it or who choose to use those products. These are just my own opinions, and these are just facts that I have stated, and it's entirely your decision and your choice to make. I am only here to give you guys all the information you need to make an informed decision. So I hope you guys did learn a few things about these terms here and there, and I hope I did not confuse you guys even further. And if you guys have any more questions regarding this topic, then please do leave them down below in the comments. I will definitely try and answer them. Even if there is further confusion, I would definitely make another video. So please let me know in the comments down below your feedback on this video. I will see you guys in my next video. Till then, bye.